Just moments ago, President Donald Trump delivered his second State of the Union address. The speech was delayed due to the government shutdown, but tonight, the president was able to speak directly to the American people. Now, our Brandon Truitt joins us now, and what were some of his main points, Brandon?
Well, Angie, the president spoke for just over an hour and 20 minutes, and we heard some familiar themes such as criminal justice reform, the state of the economy, and of course, the president's mission to get that border wall.
The state of our union is strong.
Right out of the gate, President Donald Trump selling his picture on the state of the country. In his second State of the Union address, the president lays out his goals for the coming year to the people tasked with passing the laws to make it happen.
We must choose between greatness or gridlock, results or resistance, vision or vengeance, incredible progress or pointless destruction.
President Trump urging bipartisanship as the country faces a divided government.
Tonight, I ask you to choose greatness.
Mr. Trump touting economic growth under his watch. New unemployment numbers show the lowest unemployment rates in nearly half a century. The president highlighting his work as, quote, an economic miracle, citing many cuts in federal regulations. The gallery of the House was full of lawmakers and special guests, noticeably standing out, the sea of white. Democratic women of the House uniting in a show of solidarity. With the Democratic majority, there were few moments of unity. A noticeable split when the president spoke on his need for a border wall.
Now is the time for Congress to show the world that America is committed to ending illegal immigration and putting the ruthless coyotes, cartels, drug dealers, and human traffickers out of business.
Mr. Trump says he plans to increase security efforts, announcing an additional 3,800 troops to be sent to the U.S.-Mexico border. Georgia gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams was in charge of giving the response to the president's remarks. On behalf of the Democratic Party, she just finished speaking. Here's a little bit of what she had to say.
Families' hopes are being crushed by Republican leadership that ignores real life or just doesn't understand it. Under the current administration, far too many hard-working Americans are falling behind, living paycheck to paycheck, most without labor unions to protect them from even worse harm. The Republican tax bill rigged the system against working people. Rather than bringing back jobs, plants are closing, layoffs are looming, and wages struggle to keep pace with the actual cost of living.
That was Stacey Abrams giving the Democratic response chosen by Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer to give that speech. And Angie, it's an interesting choice not to have an elected leader do it, but we'll see how this kind of plays out over the next couple of days. Of course, a lot to dissect here with nearly an hour and a half of speaking here.
Absolutely. Brandon, thank you so much. Well, of course, stay with us on WNCT, both online and on air, for the latest reaction to the president's State of the Union address.